massive data breach hitting over 100 East Coast grocery
calling
stores.
It the largest identity
theft is a big problem.
Just 11
now we
people
hear
charged
it is getting even worse.
They say cyber terrorist techniques are becoming more sophisticated, with much of America running on computers.
Criminal hackers, have access to unprotected networks, have holes in them.
Might sound like the same straight cyber terrorism is all
Just 11 people charged in this thing with stealing more than 41 million.
Imagine foreign hackers tampering with our power grid.
Put in back and forth, put things up off of remote control. You can put in things at a certain time at a certain day.
And it gets even more frightening.
Supervised for more than a minute. Someone
Somehow, your system is compromised via a virus.
Listen, pal, I've heard it all before. You didn't do it. You're innocent. It must have been somebody else. So how come you got a rap sheet a mile long? Stolen ID, bad checks, bank fraud. Wise guys like you always think you're smarter. Did you really believe you could fool everybody? Well, guess what, big guy? I've got a cell with your name on it. This time, you're going away for good. Okay, let's get a mugshot. Turn and face the camera. Now, turn to your right.
Anyone can be a victim of criminal identity theft.
Give me your hand. Don't touch that.
Even a young child.
Hello, good evening. This is Robert Brown, and I'm sending you this video because I want to talk about a serious subject. This video is going out to those who work with youth, whether they're from college or newborns, because I want to talk about a serious subject. It's known as identity theft, and you heard of the word. It is the fastest growing crime in America today. 1 out of 5 adults are victims of identity theft and don't even know it. 1 out of 8 children are victims of identity theft and don't even know it. Now, if I told you 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 8 people in your neighborhoods is being robbed or killed or raped, you would do something seriously about it. You wouldn't take the issue lightly, and you would prepare yourself to deal with the issue if it comes your way. So you'll be preventive, you'll be proactive, and you won't wait till it happened to do something about it. You'll call the cops, you'll get a gun, you'll do whatever you can to protect yourself. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, because right now our children, our precious children, their lives are being turned upside down, a lot of them before they're even born. And this next video clip that I'm going to show you is going to talk about that. Our children are being victims of identity theft. Child identity theft is the fastest form of identity theft right now. It used to be medical, but now child identity. Why? Because children don't have a checkered past. Parents don't check their credit rating, because who would ever think of a child having a credit rating? Well, they do. They have a Social Security number. A lot of times those Social Security numbers are being violated before the parents even get that Social Security number. So I want to talk about this situation because nobody's talking about it. Yeah, you see it on the news, but what are people doing to deal with it? Right now, I want to talk about what can we do to deal with this serious this serious crime that is literally financially raping or causing character cancer to our children, known as identity theft. Education and protect. That's all we can do. Education and protect. I want to partner with you, teacher, principal, guidance counselor, after-school program director, youth pastor, anybody, nursery worker, daycare owner, anybody who deals with children. I want to partner with you to host a free workshop with your staff, with your teachers, from the teachers to the janitor, from the child care worker to the child care owner, to the parents, mainly the parents, to the PTA association, to the after-school directors and executive directors and associates. I want to educate you on how to deal with this serious crime. I'm a master trainer with the IDTC team, the ID Theft Center team. We're based out of Washington, D.C. We're a small band of individuals that go into companies and organizations and educate their staff on properly protecting people's personal information. They pay us good money to do that, but what we're doing is giving back. We want to host a free workshop. It's about an hour within your community. I would say invite the whole community, but if you want to limit it to the parents, the PTA, or whatever, it's up to you. But we have to do this. We have to talk about this issue, and we have to get educated on what to do about it. We have to find some protection for ourselves and for our children. But those two combinations together brings a powerful tool in safeguarding our personal information, especially our children. I want to set this up free of charge, serve refreshments, and yet at the end, hand out certificates saying that you have graduated from the basics of identity theft protection, learning identity theft. And then I'm going to have a partner come in and talk about different methods of protecting yourself and what you can do to safeguard your personal information. But this has to be done because nobody's talking about it. And the reason people are not talking about it because it's not a serious issue to them, but it is a serious issue. 1 out of 5 to 1 out of 8 is a serious issue. Let's stop this. Let's stop people from taking advantage of our children. I don't care if you're in D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New York City, because I live in New York City. I'm one of the top leaders with IDTC Team New York City. I don't care where you are. We'll make it there. You just set up the date, you set up the time, and we'll be there with the refreshments, with the certificate, and the training, and the protection. And let's get this done. Education and protection is the best way to curb anything in your life, especially this subject. We have to talk about it, and we have to deal with it. Let's partner together. Pastor, you pastor, principal, guidance counselor, whoever you are, and let's deal with this issue of identity theft, because it's something we can't put under the rug anymore. Talk to you after the videos.
And this morning on Today Investigates, the new twist on an old crime. Identity thieves now targeting babies. NBC's Jeff Rossen is here with information that parents really need to know. Jeff, good morning.
Yeah, this is an important one, Ann. Good morning to you. I know your kids are in high school now, and so they're a little older for this, but for a lot of us younger parents, the question you have to ask yourself, when was the last time you checked your child's credit report? I know I haven't. I have 2 little girls. And the crooks know it. Now they're so advanced, they can actually steal your baby's social security number before they're even born, racking up millions in debt. This morning, we tracked down the alleged thieves and show you exactly how they do it. Egan is only 2 years old, but already owes thousands in credit card debt and has declared bankruptcy.
You think this must be a joke, and then you realize, no, this is actually incredibly serious.
9-year-old Riley is in default on utility bills. Her social was stolen 11 years before she was even born.
As a mother, I was shocked and angry and violated.
Katie was only 3 years old when crooks stole her identity. Now, as a teenager, her credit report shows over $750,000 in debt, all at the hands of ID thieves. A scary thought for a young girl.
I think that because it is illegal, they should be in jail.
But they're not. In fact, we found 2 men using her identity, living free. How did you get her social security number?
I don't know.
You don't want to talk? This guy works at an auto body shop just miles from Katie's house. And we tracked another one.
According to the credit bureau, you're an identity thief.
Working at a local 99-cent store, a leading credit bureau says both these men stole Katie's social security number to take out mortgages and auto loans.
It's not fair.
That they're still out there.
Our Today investigation discovered thousands of young victims nationwide.
Each pink dot represents a suspect that we've been able to positively identify their location.
Jamie May is chief investigator with All Clear ID, a leading security firm.
Why are babies' identities in particular so attractive to these thieves?
It's a blank check for these criminals. The child doesn't realize that they have a problem until they start using their credit.
And that may not happen until your child is 18, applying for their first loan or credit card, giving thieves free rein with their identities for years.
Never in my wildest dreams had I thought to run a credit check on my son, and what parent would run a credit check on their child who's in diapers, who's crawling?
Stealing their socials is easier than you think. That number is actually a code. The first 3 digits stand for the state it was issued in. The last 6 digits stand for the approximate date it was issued. A clue to the person's birthday. Now, using simple software, crooks can actually predict kids' numbers, meaning when your newborn gets their number at the hospital, it may already be stolen, which is exactly what happened to Riley. Her mom discovered it years later by chance on a family credit check.
The government gave me a bum number that obviously they hadn't cleared. It's a financial birth defect. And the parents aren't warned.
And in many cases, police don't have the time or resources to catch these crooks, leaving parents like Katie's dad out in the cold.
In a nutshell, what have the police done for you?
Nothing. It's almost like they don't want to be bothered.
They don't want to be bothered, but we found 2 of the suspects.
Pretty easily.
Hey, how are you?
In fact, we found Manuel Contreras in Arizona in just 2 days.
Jeff Rawson from NBC News. According to the credit bureau, you've been using a young girl's social security number and getting home loans, racking up nearly $500,000 in debt. How do you respond to that?
$1 million.
$500,000. Have you been using a young girl's social security number and passing it off as your own?
I don't know. I don't understand.
So we brought in our translator.
You took out a home loan with this young girl's social security number in 2003 for $107,000, 2006 for $153,000, also in 2006 for $238,000. That's against the law.
I know that right now. You arrest for it? Okay, go ahead. I know.
I'm not a police officer. I'm just trying to figure out why you did this.
Why I don't see no cops?
That's a good question. I don't know why you haven't been arrested.
That same day, we surprised another suspected thief.
Hi, Jeff Rawson from NBC News.
Mario Salinas, working in his store parking lot, wrangling grocery carts. The credit bureau says, using Katie's social, he's racked up over $35,000 in debt.
Have you ever used the social security number?
No, señor. I've never used it.
According to the credit bureau, you have, and you've taken out several auto loans.
Según los buros de crédito, usted ha sacado esos 2 préstamos utilizando ese número.
No. There's a young girl whose credit could have been ruined because of this. Do you have anything to say to her?
I don't know.
You don't know.
But authorities know a flaw in the credit system lets them get away with it. When someone applies for, say, a loan, usually the bank only checks that the social security number has a good credit history. Believe it or not, most banks don't check whether that number was assigned to that name, because the government charges a fee to do that, and most banks don't want to pay. So thieves can use a child's identity over and over again.
That seems ridiculous.
The system definitely has a gap.
And for parents, cleaning up the mess can take years and haunt your child, ruining their credit as adults.
Do you want to say anything to this young girl's family? You don't want to say anything to them? Are you going to stop using this young girl's social security number?
I talk to my lawyer first. I call you, I talk to you every time. Okay?
Okay, well, I'll wait for your call.
I call you.
We're still waiting.
He's still out there. He's free.
Burns me up. He can walk around living on my child's social and nothing's being done about it.